All right, we're going to move on to the virtue of justice. So, justice is the virtue by which I render to another what is due to them. And that virtue is in the will, which is the faculty by which I choose. Whereas in the previous video, we talked about the virtue of prudence, and prudence is in the intellect, which is the faculty by which I know. So, justice is in the will. St. Thomas, when he talks about the virtue of justice, he talks about potential parts of justice. So, a potential virtue is one that it's attached to or annexed to the principle of virtue, but it doesn't fully express it. So in the case of justice and its potential virtues, these potential virtues involved rendering to another, but there's not a strict application of justice involved. And that's usually because of some inequality or asymmetry that exists between the individuals involved. So the first potential virtue we'll mention tonight is the virtue of religion. So religion is a virtue or a habit by which I render to God what is due to him. And the key here is it's not just that I render to God what is due to him, I have to do it in the way that he wants. So ultimately, this is why we need revelation. God has to come and tell us what he wants, what he likes, what he doesn't like, how he wants to be worshiped, and so forth. And he did that through the human nature of Christ. So when it comes to the virtue of religion, it's not up to us to determine how we're going to approach God or how we're going to relate to him, how we're going to worship him. It's not up to us to determine how we're going to pray to him. Rather, it's up to him to determine the grounds for the relationship, and it's our responsibility to conform ourselves to that standard. So in the next video, we'll talk about the second potential part to the virtue of justice, which is the virtue of piety.